Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back again with the pre-contracts here. Today is the Season 3, Episode 3, so these are the players that you can sign in Season 3 of FIFA 16 Crimo. Don't forget guys, I'm only in the first season on this particular Arsenal save, as you can see, and that is because it's just a lot easier to do it that way, and to know also that players will be about 3 years older than what they are on my screen. We're going to jump straight on into it today. We've got some insane players to show you, and we do start it off with Juan Mata from Manchester United. Now, he'll be about 30 years old at the time. He'd still be an okay player for you to bring in. I mean, personally, with Mata, I would not use him in right mid. I would probably use him more as a cam. That's where I feel Mata is a lot better at, and he would be more effective for you playing in cam rather than really out on the wing, because he just doesn't have the sort of pace that you want. Next is Willian, who is a really great player. He will again be 29 at the time, and is going to be a fantastic player. I would definitely play him on the right though. He is a great player, really tricky as well. Eric Lamella next, who will be 26, so he will still be incredible. He would be sort of going into his prime in Season 3, and he'd be a great player to bring into a team. He's got 4-star skills. I think last year he only had 3-star, but he is a very skillful player in real life. I do rate Lamella, and he's a great player to have. The only real downside to him, as you can see, is he does have a 2-star weak foot, but that's not too bad. Next is Nicolas Gaitan from Sl Benfica, obviously over in the Portuguese league. 83 overall. He is a pretty solid player as well. He's got some nice all-round stats, and if you're looking for someone who is going to be more, if you're a kind of a lower end team in Season 3, and maybe you're just fighting up the league and you want someone decent for a couple of seasons, this guy will be great for you because he's 30 years old, and obviously at the time, that's what I mean when I say they're older than they are on screen, guys. It's because I'm not in Season 3, so don't think I'm a retard. It's just because you guys will wonder why they're a lot younger on my screen than they are on yours. But next is Nanny from Benfica, 31 years old at the time, and a pretty decent player. He's still got the 5-star skills. He's still kept them. He can play on either wing, so he's a pretty decent player. I mean, you can play left mid or right wing. I mean, you can play him on the left wing if you want, guys, or on the right mid. It ain't going to matter. He is injury prone, though, which is kind of the biggest downside to him. Next is Julian Draxler, who I completely forgot actually moved to Wolfsburg. It wasn't really talked about too much in the summer, so I just completely forgot he was actually at Wolfsburg, and I was really confused as to why he was. But he is at Wolfsburg, and again, a very fantastic player. Shame he didn't come to Arsenal, really. I really wanted Draxler at Arsenal. I really do rate the guy, and definitely a good pickup. He'll only be 24, going on 24 by the time you get him, so he will literally be in his prime. He'll be probably at his best, and you will still get the best years of his career out of him, which is awesome. Next is the legend himself, £72.5 million worth of Lionel Messi. This guy is just one of the best. I mean, it's hard to say Messi or Ronaldo, but Messi is incredible. I rate Messi so highly, and he would still be an amazing player at 31. Like, he would probably still be 90 plus, and at the end of the day, it's Messi. It doesn't matter what rating he is, it's Messi at the end of the day. He's a god. I don't need to say too much about this guy because you all know how good he is anyway. Next, we have Carlos Vela, who is a very good player. Recently got a striker card in Ultimate Team, I do believe. He's actually at Monaco now, which I think may be a recent transfer. So scrap that. He shouldn't actually be on this list because I don't think he's at Monaco in real life. So I'm sorry about that. But he is a great player if you want to sign him anyway. But yeah, so let's move on from that. Next, we have Quincy Promes from Spartak Moscow. Don't really know too much about this guy. Never used him myself, but he's 4-star. He can play on either side of midfield, which is really handy as well. And he's got flair and long shot taker. Next is Carlos Tevez of Boca Juniors. This guy, shame he's moved over to Boca Juniors because it's not really a league that a lot of us use in FIFA, and if you're trying to build an ultimate team, having Tevez in it can be kind of awkward unless you have like Sergio Aguero or someone with him as well. But he is still a fantastic player. It's nice to see EA didn't completely shit on him like they do with some players when they move leagues. I was expecting Tevez to be an 80 this year, but he kept his rating. I think he's actually an 87 usually, and he is just one of my favourite players. I used to love using Tevez. I found he was really clinical in FIFA 15, so I don't know how good he is this year, but would still be a decent player, although the only problem is he would be 34. Next, we have Edison Cavani, who will be about 31 years old, 85 rated, kind of like slacked off a little bit in recent years on FIFA. Not really someone that too many people use, but he can play anywhere on that front three, so strike, left wing and right wing, as you can see on the screen. High work rates, which isn't too great because he will be getting back a lot as well, and unfortunately he's only 3-star, so he's more of like that deadly striker than he is you know, a skiller or someone. The best thing to do with Cavani, really, as it says over here, is to head it into the box and hope he gets it, or cross it into the box and hope he gets his head on it, should I rather say. Next is Gonzalo Higuan, who again, someone that I'm not really too fond of in FIFA. I don't seem to find him very effective half the time, apart from I think in FIFA 12 I found him really good in career mode, but he's pretty decent, you know, 4-star weak foot's very nice, 3-star skills is kind of the minimum requirement for any player really in the attacking roles. High medium work rates, very decent player, and being 30 he'll probably be like maybe an 85 overall by then as well, or maybe an 86, so he'll still be very decent for you indeed. Next we have Robin van Persie, who I'm not a big fan of, being an Arsenal fan. It's a shame that he left, and it's funny now that he had one good season and then his career has just gone down the toilet, so I'm quite happy with that. The fact that he left Arsenal, had one good season, and now he's fucked his entire career up, where he could have stayed at Arsenal and become a club legend, but you know, that's his decision. He's still a decent player, still got 4-star. I mean, obviously he's gone down massively in the last couple of years in FIFA. You know, he used to be like an 88 rated player. I think last year he was even 80. Was he 88 rated last year, Robin van Persie? Something like that. So he had a massive downgrade this year, and he's just not the player he once was, to be honest. Which is a bit of a shame, but as an Arsenal fan, it's actually quite satisfying to see that. Next, we have Falcao. Obviously, right now he is on loan at Chelsea, but his contract at Monaco will run out by the time you get there, because he goes back to Monaco in the second season anyway. So he's only at Chelsea in my save because, as I said, I haven't actually got any further onto it. But Falcao's an okay player, not someone I really recommend. But if you need someone like that as a backup when he's 32, then maybe that's someone you want to look into. Next, we have Graeme, who really I would say isn't worth buying, considering he will be 31 and he probably won't be any higher overall than he is now. He's just not really the sort of player, and there's plenty more players in this list that you've seen that you could use instead of him, like Lionel Messi. Next, we have Vincent Abu Bakar from FC Porto. He's a pretty good player. I remember using him in an Ultimate Team starter squad one year, and he was actually pretty decent, so definitely a player that you might want to consider. Next, we have the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. This list is pretty ridiculous with Ronaldo and Messi in it, and Ronaldo, obviously, not much to say about him. You all know how good he is. He is 4-star, 5-star, power free kick, flair, long shot taker, all of these specialities as well, and I would personally play Ronaldo as a striker, which is listed on his positions, and he is just a next level god, to be honest. And then we have Neymar. It just seems to be getting very good towards the end. Neymar obviously as well. It's surprising that Ronaldo's 4 ratings higher, but only valued at £1.5 million more, which is kind of crazy. But then again, he's a lot older. But look at Neymar, he's only 23, so he'll only be 26. He'll be a perfect player for you to sign, and he'll be 90 plus as well, which is absolutely crazy. And obviously 5-star, Neymar is like the perfect winger in my opinion. He is absolutely incredible. One of my favourite players in the world right now. I love Neymar to bits. He's an awesome player. And finally on the list, we have Stefan El-Shaarawy from Monaco, a player that I really like. We obviously had him in Aston Villa save. Obviously he wasn't at Monaco because he was with us. He was really good for us, scored quite a few goals. 4-star as well is awesome. Real downside to him is he is got high work rates, and his strength is 57, and he's got quite low stamina, but he's still a decent player and really would recommend him. So that, guys, is actually going to be the end of Season 3 pre-contract expiries. Let me know if you would like to see Season 4, and if you would like to see it really badly, I will try and get it made for you guys as quickly as I can, because this series sometimes takes a while to come out. I apologise for that. Just because of everything else that I've got going on with the other career modes and stuff, it can be hard to prioritise this over that. So today I thought I would get it done and finally bring you guys another episode, because you seem to be loving this series. So thank you so much for the support so far. If you have enjoyed this video, if we could smash over 5 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. And if you haven't already, please do go and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. And I'll speak to you guys in the next episode very soon.